everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Geneforge 3! Last we went through this tower path. We found the other side of Khyryk's tower and Alwyn died to a couple turrets. And we also found a boat that leads to some other small island. I'm guessing this one right here, which I believe is where the bonus dungeon is. We are going to go there and check it out after we finish up Gull Island. So let's start by going into Khyryk's tower to find out what we can do about this whole thing. And we'll go in the front door, because why the hell not? Let's see. Well, it's a safe place to rest. You step into Khyryk's tower. It is a very imposing structure, especially considering its remote location. It's built from large blocks of rough stone mortared together by serviles. The tower was clearly made to withstand a serious assault. This is strange, considering that it was built well before the rogues overran these islands. What was its maker planning to defend against? This place was designed to be very intimidating to the few people who would visit Khyryk out here. There can't have been many visitors, though. Nothing has been worn down, and everything has been kept looking clean and new by the serviles. A peculiar place. Perhaps Khyryk can say more about why things are this way. Very peculiar. I am very, very curious. Khyryk has several serviles living in the tower with him. Some of them are longtime servants, cleaners, and repair crew. Others are refugees hiding from the hordes of rogues outside. They are friendly and polite to you, chatting as best they can and warning you to stay out of the back halls. However, being serviles, it is hard to get anything useful out of them. They're friendly and loyal, but not usually bright. Stay out of the back halls? Alright then. We will explore elsewhere in the meantime. Ah, there's Khyryk, right here. Yep, didn't mean to go that far in. Alright, Khyryk, let us speak. You meet Khyryk, the Shaper Master of this tower. Despite the siege, his isolation, and the miserable climate, he seems to be healthy and in surprisingly good spirits. He looks you over carefully and nods. Yes, I had heard that a Shaper had arrived. I had even heard things about you, but you are clearly a capable one, despite your young age. I am Khyryk. As long as you do not nose around in my private chambers, you are welcome in my home. I am in need of an ally to help me deal with the rogues swarming this island. I hope that together we can regain some ground. I am looking for a book on Artilla techniques. Do you have it? I may as well ask while I'm here. No, I had it. I was using it outside my front gate, trying to make a new sort of Artilla. I succeeded, but it was rogue, and it snapped the book out of my hands and slithered away. He points to the east. I'm sure it's still out there. I'd have gone to recover the book, but frankly I had more important business. I think I remember where that Artilla was. Past a few turrets. Goody. Why do you have such a remote home? It is a simple question, but the answer is a long tale. It is more urgent now to begin the struggle against the rogues. When some progress has been made, then perhaps I can tell you more. Can I explore this tower? Khyryk shakes his head. It would not be wise. It is designed to keep spies from Shaper Council from poking their noses into my business. The traps and guards will not tolerate you. Can you give me training? Perhaps, but there are more pressing issues first. You need to learn what has been happening here. That will help you prepare and make the right choices for the challenges ahead. Can you tell me what has happened on this island? Khyryk smiles and nods. I am glad you asked. Before action can be taken, you need to understand how we reached the sad situation we are in which serviles dare to rise up and execute the Shapers who created them. I will trust, by the way, that your telling the servile rebel in Stonespire that you were going to kill me was just a subterfuge. I recommend against threatening me. You will not long survive the attempt. Anyway, my part in this story began a decade ago when I arrived in Gull Island. I brought my serviles to this remote spire of rock and spent some years creating this tower. During that time, I had many opportunities to meet the master of this isle. Who is in charge? The master was, and is, Shaper Agatha. She coordinated and supervised the rather aggressive research taking place in the warrens you passed through. Things were calm and peaceful. I liked Agatha, strong, ambitious, the sort of Shaper who ends up dumped in a remote wasteland like this. Then about a year ago, the problems started. What problems? It was a simple lack of control over the serviles. They became quiet, uncommunicative, slow, inefficient, occasionally angry. It was understandable. Serviles hate it here. It's too cold, and the research makes too many rogues. It might not have been a problem, but at the same time, Shaper Agatha began to act strangely. She and several of her assistants became cold and distant. Agatha eventually retreated into her mansion. She refused to hear about the problems or see anyone at all. I received reports that she had grown paranoid. Strange creations were being made in the Warrens of completely unfamiliar designs. He shakes his head. And what happened then? Well, you know what happened, I hope. The rebellion. The quiet serviles pulled hidden blades and assaulted the Shapers in the middle of the night. They were aided by rogues and outsider traders. Now Shaper Agatha and several other Shapers are held prisoner. The rest are dead. And now we must begin to retake this island. At least I hope that is why you are here. That was the story, as best I was able to learn it from this remote tower. Now the work begins. Can you give me training? Khyryk looks at you and thinks. He genuinely balances what he knows of your words and your character with the pressing battles ahead. And finally he shakes his head. I have agents. I hear things. I know what you have been saying about the Shapers, about their beliefs. And while I agree with you, in a way you seem a bit too close to the rebels. Shaper powers are dangerous, and the more people who have them, the greater the danger is. I can't take the chance of my knowledge being given to the rebels, so I cannot help you. I can teach you magic, though, if you wish. Alright then, may as well learn group heal and remove effects. Those are probably useful. The rest, I don't think we can use. What needs to be done now? The first thing we need to do is find out why Agatha and her other Shapers grew so strange and distant in the year before the rebellion. I suspect that this will teach us a good deal about the nature of the threat we face. Agatha spent all of her time before the rebellion in her mansion on the Maker's Road. It is at the far east end of the island, northeast of Stonespire. You should go there and investigate, see if you can find out what happened to her. I can assist you in this effort. I have remarkable resources, you will find. He takes a key from his pocket and hands it to you. Don't ask how I secured a copy of the key to Agatha's mansion, just be glad I had it. Is her mansion trapped? Very probably. Yeah. Why go there? Why not just attack the rogues? Khyryk looks disappointed. Because, and I should think this should be obvious, the rebels might have some sort of magical mental control that affects the Shapers. If this is the case, we should learn about it before we take action. He looks at you strangely, as if only now noticing something strange about you. He neglects to comment on it, however. Consider it done. Khyryk nods. Excellent, let me know when you have succeeded. Well, we will definitely be taking a look in there. Khyryk went to great trouble to have statues and tapestries brought to his tower. Just another way to intimidate visitors. Let's see. Servile back there, of course. Guest rooms. Nobody has stayed in these small guest quarters for some time. We'll not go into... These are crude servile quarters. They are, as usual for serviles, a mess. We'll not trespass on the rooms he doesn't want us to trespass on, his quarters. Shaper visitors, when there are visitors, can leave their creations here. I prefer to keep them with me if you don't mind. And there's the north exit. So, yeah. I wonder how far we can go. There's probably some signs. Major healing pod, sure. Nothing in there that we can take. This room is used to store firewood. Excess serviles, such as refugees from the war, also sleep here. Will you get out of... Can we go in there without being... Khyryk has been busy. He has been creating many powerful creations, a personal army to defend his tower from the rebels that assault it. Many of these creations are in the halls and cubicles ahead, pacing, eating, and waiting. A battle beta peeks its head around the corner, sees you, snarls, and runs off. It appears that either Khyryk has made too many creations to keep under control, or he does not mind if injury comes to those exploring his tower without permission. Either way, many, if not all, of the creations back here are likely to see you as an intruder. Well, let's not go back there yet. There's the kitchen. The tower has a very grand dining room where most of Khyryk's dealings with outsiders would have taken place. The long stone table is clear except for a single place setting at one end. It's a very imposing room. It's also kind of sad. Locked door, I think we'll leave that be. I'm guessing that door is also locked. Yep. We'll leave the locked doors. Take a look at what's in the blackness down there. And then we'll go to Agatha's mansion. Sure, we've spoken with him, and while we did say we would kill him, I want to find out everything I can about this place first, and that starts with Agatha's mansion. Alright, let's see what's in here, and hopefully we can deal with all the traps. You step inside the sealed mansion. It is cold and dirty inside. The floor is covered with dust and frost, occasionally disturbed by human footprints. There are nests of hardy mice and tiny lizards in the corners. One thing is obvious and puzzling. The rebellion only happened a few weeks ago, but this mansion suffers from months of dirt and neglect. Someone was living here, but the cleaning staff was absent, as were visitors. Shaper Agatha valued her privacy, though, to a worrying extent. There are traps on the floor at the south end of this sitting room, and the twitching of their sensor antennae indicate that they are still alive. Well, this is going to be tricky. I'll see what I can do. Sure, let's see what's in here. A rat! A rat that is now dead. There's another trap here. Easily disarmed. The meat hanging in here is rotten. It smells terrible. Disarmed. Sure. Oh, hello, rat. Dead rat. Bolts of cloth. Stacks of meal. Acid thorns. Submission thorns. Major healing spores. Essence pods. And down in here. Let's see. Nothing there. There's the kitchen. Disarmed. Nothing in there, but we managed to, open up that. Alright, I am going to see if I can disarm those two traps there. Hopefully, I can be quick enough to do so. Good. Now... Ah, jeez! Well, I disarmed 3 of them. The last one, though, managed to, well, not be disarmed. Ow. Okay, this isn't too bad. It's just a stinging claw bug, really. Oh, no! That's more than just a regular stinging claw bug. It had more claw bugs inside it! Did not see that coming. Regular plated bugs, though. These are not a problem. I did not want you to run over there. There we go. Okay, that's the dining room cleared out. Almost in. Just a little further. Oh. Only used a key to unlock that. Let's take a look in these rooms first, because that's probably where the answer is. Sure, use a living tool. Let's see. Leather pants, fine... Deadeye cloak. Yeah, that's a cellar. And in this... Ivory band, +2 armor, 25 poison resistance. Sure, use 3 living tools. A canister! As I should have expected. And we're low on living tools again. We're gonna need to buy some more. Excuse me. This mansion comes equipped with a library that at first glance looks impressive. There are many books and scrolls with intriguing titles on the walls. Closer inspection, however, reveals that most of the books are fake, rows of spines with no books behind them. Most of the rest are gibberish or damaged beyond repair. This library is just another ruse, a way of looking wealthy and impressive. Doubtless most of the books of real value on these islands are in Donal's keep. The library is as dirty and neglected as all of the other rooms in the mansion. There are more tracks, though. The carpet is worn from many hours of someone pacing on it. Someone spends lots of time walking in and out of the door to the east. Alright, what is in here? Before the mansion was abandoned, someone let dirty dishes pile up in there for a while. This book is a journal kept by Shaper Agatha. Most of the pages are full of doodles, strange and incomprehensible formulae, and tedious administrative notes. Yet you do find 3 sections that seem interesting. Earliest entry. Macallan keeps telling me about the serviles, how they are quiet, acting strange, disappearing into the woods. I've ordered a stricter watch, but I could not be happier with their performance. The serviles expanding the tunnels have made remarkable discoveries. They have begun to find old Shaper secrets from decades past, or centuries. They seem to have a sixth sense for going into the tiny winding tunnels and finding the old caches. They found notes and these fascinating devices, canisters filled with charged essence. I used a canister for the first time last night. The power and confidence it gave me makes me uncomfortable writing all this down. They are remarkable secrets. I must explore them further. Alwyn, reading over your shoulder, says, "Oh, the serviles just happened to find the canisters, did they?" Agatha must have been completely deluded. Middle entry. Macallan simply will not shut up. She is imagining that the serviles are against us. How can that be? And she is asking questions. Lots of questions. Can I trust her? How many of them can I trust? I have brought a few of the other Shapers into my confidence. Let them see the techniques I have discovered, the marvelous new creations. But the others are suspicious. My power has increased so quickly. I charged the serviles to find more canisters, and so far they have succeeded. The capabilities we have, they are truly intriguing. I made a towering alpha today, dripping acid from its flesh. I absorbed it, of course. I cannot let the others see what I can do, not until I am ready to show my discoveries to the Council and let them acclaim me. I wonder if I can make a Drake. Final entry. Curse them all! Why did I ever share the secrets, the canisters? They all watch me now, even the ones who have every reason to share the secrets with me. They are trying to get in here. Macallan keeps visiting, keeps knocking on the door. I sent the servants away, except for the serviles, the ones who have helped me, who have found the secrets in the tunnels for me. The serviles I can trust, and even then I am not sure. One of them he referred to a creation I made as a Rodgroth. How did he know what it was called? I must question him further tomorrow before I send him for more canisters, of course. It is hard to sleep. So many secrets, so much power and possibility. But I will go rest now. Tomorrow I will try something exceptional. You close the journal. So, that was the plan. So it seems Latalia and other serviles brought canisters and the like to Shaper Agatha to corrupt her. Of course, when she ended up not joining their side, and the serviles decided to go against her, well, things didn't go very well. I can see what happened. But why would they try and do that? Now that I think about it, it doesn't make too much sense. You'd think they'd try to bring her to their side first, and then give her power. Why give her the power first? It doesn't make sense. Before I tell him about what we did, I need to go up there and, you know, find the book. Let's see. Oh, right. Right, I'm just gonna go in myself. I can probably take care of it myself. Yeah, it's a charged Artilla, easy to kill. Alright. Artilla Techniques, that's the book we need. Heavy Boots, Rod of Defenses. We do not need that. I wonder whatever happened to the other thing that guy was looking for. It's gotta be somewhere, I just don't know where. Right. Get out of there. Come on. Yeah. Alright, we got the book. Now let's go back to Khyryk. Khyryk, we bring news from Agatha's Manse. I was able to read Agatha's notes. He listens to the story with horror. The fool! Oh, when we rescue her, she will have much to answer for. It is obvious that the serviles were giving her gifts on the rogue's behalf. No doubt Latalia selected the knowledge to give herself, and these canisters are a great concern. I have secured 2 of them myself, and they are insidious devices. Beware them should you encounter any. He looks at you intently, as if he is noticing something. He shakes his head, declining to mention it. The way he looks at you makes you extremely angry, but you keep your feelings under control. Fortunately, we also now know that the rogues have no direct mental control they can apply to us. They must appeal to our greed and foolishness. Now, at last, we can act. Now that we know what Agatha has done, where should we go? Well, we need power. We need forces to assault the rogues, and the best force we could possibly attain is the Shapers under rebel control. We need to find them and free them. My agents have been swarming the island, looking for clues of their hiding place. I have found out nothing, but there is one place I have not been able to search. Maker's End. He looks uncomfortable when he says the phrase. I think you should look there. Knowing what I know about that place, it seems a likely place to find them. Where is Maker's End? At the end of the Maker's Road, at the far eastern tip of the island. What is Maker's End? Charming name, isn't it? It is the most secure place on Gull Island for holding new experimental creations. It is meant to hold them completely secure for their inspection, discussion, and dissection. Creations are meant to enter there. They are not meant to leave again. Somehow I feel that putting the Shaper prisoners there will appeal to the rogues. How can I get into Maker's End? It is not hard to enter. The doors are at the far end of the Maker's Road. Once inside, however, you will need to prove that you belong there. Oh, that reminds me. Once again, my considerable resources are of use. He pulls something from his pocket and hands it to you. It is a small, delicately carved crystal. Hopefully this will help. I have never been into Maker's End, but I knew I might want to someday. I had heard that those crystals were important, so I went to great trouble to get one. Now it might turn out to be useful after all. And it appears that by doing that, we are locked in. We can no longer attack and kill him.